Uh, First, the warning. I'm very old fashioned in terms of whether to borrow and whether to borrow at all. And I'm not ashamed of that, because a lot of things which our generation did seems to have been right. The younger generation today is doing things for which perhaps there will be regret later on. One of the most important things that I'm going to talk about in my channel is getting out of debt and staying out of debt. Starting in many cases like mine, never get into debt, right? And I can assure you one thing, you will find enough articles saying the only good debt is housing debt, because it's creating an asset. I violently disagree. I think the only debt is the one which you have already repaid. That is the best debt. That's a good debt, because it's already been repaid. Remember one thing, when you borrow money to buy anything, whether it is a car, whether it is this piece of sofa in which I am sitting, or the house in which I am living, you are definitely making somebody else rich. So anybody who came to me right from the 1980s or 90s and said, I want to borrow to buy a house, I have said the following things, and I have done a video on that, the 3, 20, 30, 40 rule. And the best thing is, that time the only lender used to be HDFC. And I used to tell people, along with the loan that you're taking, take enough money to buy 100 shares, 100 shares of HDFC Limited. And for many people today, that is a very good asset, because if you bought these shares sometime in the 1980s, you got it for a very low price. Then it got split, it got bonus, you got shares of bank, you got shares of the mutual fund, you got shares of the insurance company, all as firm allotment. And you made wealth, but that is incidental. You may not have. But remember one thing, what is the most important learning? When you borrowed from HDFC, you made HDFC rich. When you borrowed from HDFC Bank to buy a car, you're making HDFC Bank shareholders rich. So if you are making somebody else rich, it means you are getting poorer, because you're borrowing from your future self. Right? You are borrowing your future income. You're not borrowing something, you're not borrowing against your house. Of course, you're borrowing against your house, which stands as a guarantee. But largely, you're borrowing against the future money that you're going to make and with which you will repay. So therefore, borrowing does one terrible thing. It makes you lead a less abundant life, and with a constant worry that I have to make this repayment. So you must get out of debt. And when you do take a lot of debt, or when you take debt, what does it translate? It translates into more clothes at home, right? Or a foreign vacation, or maybe a trip to see the India versus Pakistan match in South Africa, which is worse, because if India loses to Pakistan, we would feel bad for one day, and you would feel bad for 4 years, because every month you will be paying some fixed amount, and it's like being slapped every month to be reminded, remember India lost to Pakistan and South Africa. Why would you do something like that? Just because you want to show up with your friends and look rich, you take a nice plastic card and flash it, and you find that you have paid 9,000 rupees for drinks and food for 3 people. And then you regret, wondering whether you should have even gone for such an event and paid so much money. And I'm not talking of this as very big money. For many people, 9,000 spent on an evening is not a big amount of money. But the question is, where do you start? If you're earning 25,000 rupees per month, 9,000 is a huge amount of money. If you're earning 25 lakhs per month, then 9,000 is insignificant. It's not even a rounding of error. But the person earning 25,000 is more likely to be spending 9,000 and showing off. Because the person earning 25 lakhs per month spends 9,000 rupees. It's not a showing off thing, because he's going with others also earning that kind of money, right? Then sundry items lying in the house, some flower vase flowers which you did not want, which you have not used, some corner table lying there, something. Life is full of unnecessary things bought on debt. And I'll do a post later on saying, when you buy on debt, you're paying twice for it, right? So non-mortgage debt, which is called bad debt, is definitely on the way to taking you to the poorhouse, is definitely making you poor. But so many people can't be wrong. So many people have debt. I think so debt should be good, right? No, debt is not good. Debt is easy. and there is a tremendous amount of emotional marketing. You must have this now. Take one magazine, a print magazine like say India Today, pick up that, it will have 18 ads, out of which 16 are urging you to say have it now, right? You must have this motorbike now, here is the credit scheme, you must have this XYZ thing now, this plasma TV, whatever it is. Everything, including vacations, including honeymoons, everything is available on a loan. Marriage loans are available, right? Basically, these are loans against your Form 16, knowing that your future income will be enough to repay this debt, right? So, debt makes things more expensive. Debt is, during the time that you're repaying the debt, you're neither able to save nor invest, and debt means earning more and more and more money to repay that and stay where you are, and once you're in the habit, you will keep on piling on more things just because debt is available. Just because debt is available, remember, debt is not cheap. If it made sense for you to, if it made sense, let's put it this way, if it made sense for the financial service industry for you to stay on rent, they would have forced you to stay on rent, saying why you should have only a 1 BHK at the start, then a 2 BHK, then a 3 BHK. Actually, it is very, very profitable to lend money to you to buy a house, and therefore this huge home mortgage business, and therefore the very profitable home mortgage business. Look at HDFC Limited, it's one of the most profitable companies in the country. And that mortgage income is so huge that it has created a Berkshire Hathaway out of HDFC Limited. Look at the investments, look at the awesome investments that it has made, right? So you should not get into debt at all, and if you get into debt, then there are people who will help you come out of debt and help you reduce your debt to start with, and then perhaps eliminate debt. And this can happen very easily. You have only 2 credit cards, one credit card for all your official spending and one credit card for your personal spending. And this is the maximum, and have perhaps one card which has got a very huge limit of 15-20 lakhs. Which could be used in an emergency to get yourself admitted in hospital, or get your cousin admitted in hospital, or anything like that, right? So when you have a lot of credit card debt, first tabulate the most expensive credit card debt and start repaying that, and try selling off things which you do not need, what you do not want. Some things you can only give away, right? If you've got clothes which you have used, you cannot really sell it, but try doing that. If you've got an expensive suit which you think can swell, you bought it for 50,000 rupees 7 years ago, it was a princely sum, but today you are not able to use it. Even if you can get 5,000 for it, it's not too bad, and today second-hand clothes do sell. Of course, only branded clothes sell, so you may not be able to sell a tailored suit, but you may be able to sell a branded suit. It is possible. Pay at least the minimum in every card, and ideally pay the maximum that you can pay to the most expensive card. So if your most expensive card has a bill of 17,000 rupees and it says minimum to pay is 1,700 rupees, pay at least 1,700 rupees. Ideally pay off 17,000, but obviously you can't, then pay 3,000 or pay 4,000. Keep paying more than the basic minimum, and make sure that the second card, third card, fourth card also, whatever the number of cards you have, everything is paid. But maximum extra allocation you should do to the first card because it's the most expensive. So you list it, keep the most expensive on top, and start repaying. Pay as much as you can, then you come to the next card, then you come to the next card, and then you come to the next card. And don't fall into debt trap. Debt trap means when you have more loans to repay than what you can afford to repay. That's a debt trap. Countries get into debt trap, companies get into debt trap, individuals also get into debt trap. And COVID times is a very cruel reminder, because if you already are in a debt trap, you can't get fresh loans. If your hospital is not willing to accept credit cards or cashless insurance, you will need cash. Nothing works like cash, and you will not have access to any cash because of the excess debt that you have. Be very careful. Debt is expensive. I'm going to do a series on debt, so please keep watching. Thank you.